And one of the things to remember is that all of the passengers on that duck boat were from somewhere else. They were visitors. But Branson is a town where in some ways there really are no strangers. We saw that over the last 2 days, from local residents who tried to save the duck boat passengers to the families who came here in mourning. The mayor of Branson may have actually said it best in the hours after the accident, quote, "We're a very resilient community. We bounce back and we take care of each other, whether we know you or whether we don't know you." Russell McKay drove more than 200 miles from St. Louis when he got the news about his friends.
I was working in the garage. I said, come on, let's go. We're going down there. I said, I got to see my Rosie. And I'll never see her again now.
There's an outpouring of grief in Branson from friends of the victims like McKay to locals, some of whom tried to prevent the tragedy from being worse. Pat Cox owns the State Park Marina on Table Rock Lake. He called his manager, Roger Carpenter, just after 6 p.m. Thursday with orders to evacuate the marina. So when you heard then that there were duck boats that were still out on the water, what did you think?
That time I got a call from Mitch, our general manager, said, hey, I just got a call from the Showboat Branson Bell. There's a duck out there capsized. Get out there. He didn't even get all the words out of his mouth. Yeah. And I was gone with boats.
How many of you went out there?
3 boats right away with 10 guys, 12 guys.
Cell phone video captured the duck boat fighting to stay afloat in the treacherous waters. What did you expect to see when you got out there?
I expected people in life jackets floating around. We were just going to go grab them out of the water as fast as we could.
What did you see when you got there?
And all we seen was empty life jackets and empty life rings. And I mean, your heart just drops.
Carpenter did save 2 men who had gone out to rescue victims, only to become stranded themselves. They also picked up 3 of the deceased. You've had 24 hours or so almost to think about what you saw and what happened. What's gone through your mind in that time?
It's a shame. It's a crying shame.
There'll be plenty of experts that study this,
right.
But I think an ounce of prevention on the front end would have prevented most of this from happening.
We've heard that from a lot of people actually around here. Pat Cox has owned the marina that he has there, the store, for almost 30 years, and he said he'd never seen a tragedy like this on the lake. This isn't the only place, obviously, where duck boats are a popular tourist attraction. You can find them from Seattle to Boston. Just how safe are they, though? We're going to take a closer look a little bit later. For now, we want to go back to Anthony and Michelle in New York.
So many questions about those life jackets, Jana. And the gesture of leaving the flowers on the cars that you showed us is incredibly moving.
Yeah, what struck me the most is, again, they didn't know these people. There were a few people out here who knew some of the victims, but these were total strangers. I talked with one woman, they're tourists here. They didn't know anything, but they heard about what happened. And she said, we had to come here. It was just something that we felt we had to do. We were so moved. And they were talking to people they never knew that they said they'll stay in touch with now forever. They feel bonded together because they all experienced it in some way.
The takeaway, certainly know where those life jackets are.
Yes.
And grab them.
Be ready to grab them at any moment. Dana Jacboson in Branson, Missouri this morning. Thank you so much, Dana.